Shalom. First off, I want to give all praises to Yahweh Bahashem, Yahweh Shai Bahashem, Barcha Kodash, Barakatha Yahweh, and Barakatha Yahweh Shai, Barakatha Yahweh, and Barakatha Yahweh Shai. Yahweh is the true name of Heavenly Father, who the world ignorantly calls God, and Yahweh Shai is the true name of the Heavenly Father's Son, the Son of Yahweh, who the world ignorantly calls Jesus Christ. I want to give double honors to my apostles and to my elders of Great Millstone, who I learned this truth from. And peace and blessings goes to the hopeful elect, my brothers that are out on the highways, pushing his word and his truth and sincerity. I'm the brother Isaiah from GMS LA. And in today's lesson, Lord willing, this lesson is edifying through the spirit and power of Yahweh Bahashem, Yahweh Shai. But in today's lesson, I would just like to go into on how not only will the Lord bring famine as a form of judgment, the sword as a form of judgment, the Lord will also use these animals as a form of judgment upon the wicked of his people. And I live over here in LA, and what I've noticed lately is these animals are getting more bold with approaching people. All right, and as you see right here, coyote attacks little girls, and this is not the first time this happened. And these are just coyotes, they're basically like scavengers, But these coyotes, which we have a lot of them over here in LA, they go rampant. And, they've been killing a lot of people's dogs. They mainly go after little dogs, and things that they can take on. But in a pack, they're dangerous, man. And not only do we have coyotes over here, we have mountain lions, in which they've been getting more bold lately with approaching and trying to attack people, man. And not only do we have these wild animals out in the wilderness here in LA, but we have these animals that are in the zoos. All right, these lions, these tigers, these leopards. All right, not just the LA Zoo or the Santa Barbara Zoo or the Big Bear Zoo. You have a lot of privately owned zoos throughout, not just here in LA, but throughout all of America, man. All right, and let's not forget about the dogs. All right, because we go into the scriptures. Let's get 2nd Esdras, the 15th chapter, and the 5th verse. All right, it says, "Behold, say the Lord Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai, I will bring plagues upon the world, the sword, famine, death, and destruction." Right, now remember, death can come in various ways, and even through animals. All right, in which the Lord is about to use these animals as a form of judgment upon the wicked of his people. All right, it says, "And behold, say the Lord, I will bring plagues upon the world, the sword, famine, death, and destruction. For wickedness hath exceedingly polluted the whole earth, and the hurtful works are fulfilled." Right, man. Now remember, when you go to the book of Amos, the 5th chapter in the 18th verse, I believe, or the 19th verse. All right, Amos chapter 5, verse 19. It says, I'll start from 18. It says, "Woe unto you that desire the day of the Lord. To what end is it for you? The day of the Lord is darkness and not light." Right, you people that do not know what's gonna take place in the day of the Lord. All right, you think it's gonna be a bright, bloomy day. It's gonna be a day of happiness. No, it's gonna be a day of destruction. All right, as if a man did flee from a lion and a bear met him, or went into the house and leaned his hand on the wall and a serpent bit him. Because you're going to have all these judgments that the Lord is going to bring upon earth to judge to judge these people. So you can escape the famine, but you may not escape the sword. You may escape the sword, but you may not escape the famine. You may escape the sword, but you may not escape the wild beast, man, because the wild beast, the Lord is about to use these animals, these dogs, these coyotes, these mountain lions, these tigers, these lions, all these animals, man, that are out here throughout America. The Lord is about to put a spear on them to judge you people, man. All right, and just want to bring out a couple scriptures on that, man, because we're in a time of judgment. We're in a time like no other, man. All right, you think that you may escape one form of judgment just to run into another form of judgment, man. All right, but the only way that you're gonna escape all form of judgment is if you're of the elect. All right, because when you go to the book of Job, the 5th chapter, the Lord said that He's gonna deliver us from all these troubles. All right. And one of the troubles is these wild animals. And Lord willing, if the Spirit will lead me to bring out that scripture. But let's get Sirach, the 39th chapter. And let me see. 28, the points in 30, right? So Sirach chapter 39, verse 28. There be spirits that are created for vengeance, which in their fury lay on sore strokes. In the time of destruction they pour out their force and appease the wrath of him that made them. Right. The Lord has spirits out here that that he will use. He will use certain people, like you have like serial killers and or like serial killers that the Lord will use to bring forth judgment. So when it's a time when the Lord will bring them here on earth, and when it's time for them to for the Lord to use them to bring forth judgment, they're gonna what? Appease the wrath of him that made him. All right. It says for fire and hail and famine and death, all these were created for vengeance. Right. And when you go to Sirach 49, death and bloodshed, strife and sword, calamities, famine, tribulation, and the scourge. These things are created for the wicked, and for their sakes came the flood. And this is why we're having all these things happening, all these different type of troubles, the different type of judgments. Is because of the great wickedness that has been done here on earth, man. This is why, Daniel and Jeremiah likened it onto a time like no other, because you're going to have so much things happening all at once. All right, you're gonna have so much death happening all at once. You're gonna see people getting gunned down. You're gonna see people getting mauled by a pack of dogs. You're gonna see a lion come out and start hunting killing these people, man. A pride of lions, man. You're gonna hear the wars of the night. It's gonna be a crazy time, and the only ones that's gonna stay firm and rooted and not lose their minds is the elect, man. And Lord willing, we be of the Lord's elect, man. All right. But let's go back to Sirach 39 and 29. It says, fire and hail, famine and death, all these were created for vengeance. Right. All these were created for vengeance, man. Even the animals. All right. The Lord has a lot of certain animals over here for vengeance. Like, for example, you have a tiger. You have tigers. You have lions. All right. You have tigers. You have lions. You have jaguars. These type of animals are not supposed to be over here in America. All right. But the Lord, what? The Lord brought them over here. Hold on. Give me seconds. Salakia, I was interrupted. But like I was saying, you have lions, tigers, jaguars, leopards, all the big cats that are not usually known for being here in America. That's, like lions, they stay out in Africa. Tigers, they stay out over there in Asia, parts of Russia, parts of India. Yep, leopards, they stay out in Africa as well, and parts of India as well. Jaguars stay out in South America, and, in Amazon, which is in South America, Mexico. All right. You have all these big cats. And the Lord put the spirit on Esau to create all these zoos. Even though these zoos are wicked and these animals are being in captivity, it's all for a purpose, because the Lord is going to use these animals to bring forth judgment upon his people, man. Mainly his people, the wicked of his people, man. Because if we be of the elect, we have no need. We have no need to worry. You know, you have in Las Vegas, you have lions, big cats in hotels, man. What do you think is gonna end up happening? Something's gonna happen where they're gonna get out and they're gonna maul people to death, man. All right, you're gonna see lions in the streets. You're gonna see these different type of big cats in the streets, man. You know, and it's for all for a reason, all for a purpose. So let's say let's continue reading verse 30. Teeth of wild beast, right, like a lion, all right, or a jaguar. Okay, the jaguar is known for having the most out of all the big cats. The jaguar has like the most powerfulest bite force in out of all the big cats. And then there's been a rumor over there in Arizona they actually have one. I don't know if it's true or not, but based off what I've seen on the internet, there is one wild jaguar over there in Arizona. All right, and they can't find him, but hey, there may be a time where the Lord has these animals come out at a perfect time, just like with these what we're seeing right now. What we're seeing right now with these minor coyote and mountain lion attacks, it's gonna get worse. All right, because it says teeth of wild beasts, not only big cats but like coyotes, uh, uh, mountain lions, even these dogs. All right, these dogs, man. It says, and scorpions, serpents, and the sword, punishing the wicked to destruction. Right, punishing the wicked to destruction, man. Because the Lord, again, is going to use these animals as a form of judgment. Verse 31, they shall rejoice in his commandment, and they shall be ready upon the earth. When need is, and when their time is come, they shall not transgress his word. Right, they shall rejoice in his commandment, and they shall be ready upon the earth when need is. We have run, and when the time is come, right, when the time where the Lord is going to use these different type of animals to bring forth judgment, punishing the wicked to destruction. All right, let's get let's see if there's more in that. But that was it. Let's go to Jeremiah 15 chapter. In the third verse, it says, Jeremiah 15:3, and I will appoint over them four kinds, saith Yahweh Bashim Yahushai, the sword to slay, right? Because remember, we're living in a time of judgment, and the Lord's going to bring all different types of judgment. He's not just going to bring the sword. What's going to come with the sword, you're going to have sides. You're going to have this famine. You're going to have the pestilence. You're going to have these wild beasts. That's why the Spirit had me reading Amos. It's going to be like a time like no other. I mean, it's gonna be like you flee from a lion just to run into a bear, than to go into a house just for a serpent to bit you, because you're gonna have all these different type of judgments. No matter if you escape one, you're gonna run into another, man. All right. So it says again, Jeremiah 15:3, and I will appoint over them four kinds, saith the Lord, the sword to slay and the dogs to tear. Right, the dogs. You have a lot of dogs, man, out here throughout these various streets of in America, man. That's those who put the spirit on them to have a pack, to form a pack, and to start mauling the people, man. You know, you already had cases like that, like over here in San Bernardino, like I think a month ago, you had a 16-year-old girl that got mauled by like four dogs. All right, they were all euthanized, by the way. And then you had another Amazon driver that was delivering packages, and he was mauled to death. It was either an Amazon driver or mailman, one of those. But he got mauled to death by a group of dogs, man. And the dogs were just there, laying by, running around his body, until someone found that person lying dead, man. All right. I remember seeing a article article on the way back in Mexico. A woman got mauled to death by little dogs, pack of little dogs, man. All right. So how much more when the Lord lets these animals do their thing? All right. It says, and the fowls of the heaven and the beasts of the earth to devour and to destroy. Right. Even these birds, man. Like I go to Simi Valley sometimes, and I call that place the Raven City because all there is just a bunch of black ravens. Them black birds. All right, them crows, and they're not them the big ass crows, man. Raven is a pretty or crow is a pretty big bird. All right, the Lord can put the spirit on these animals to start, the birds of the air to start to judge the wicked of His people, man. All right, it says and the beasts of the earth, like what, lions, tigers, and they're ferocious, man. Oh, and let's not forget I forgot grizzly bears, man. All right, grizzly bears, them, man. I want no smoke, man, with no grizzly bears, man. Want no smoke with no grizzly bear, man. They don't play. All right, you could scare off a black bear over here in California. I go hiking. You run into a black bear. You ain't really. It's easier to scare off a black bear because they're more scared of you. But a grizzly bear, nah, man. There's no even point running from those, man. They can run up to like 60 miles per hour, and the Lord's gonna have those type of beasts on the earth to devour and to destroy, man. It says well, that was it on that. Let's get Ezekiel 7 and 14. Well, no, or 14. Ezekiel, the 14th chapter, where it says Noah, son of man. Yep, this one. Ezekiel 14 and 13. Son of man, when the land sinneth against me by trespassing grievously, then will I stretch out my hand upon it. Right. And what land is that has sinned grievously? America, man, because America is not a God, it's not a holy land. It's not a God-fearing nation like it claims to be. All right. This America, man, is the most wickedest nation that's ever been set up here on earth, man. And this is why you're gonna have the worst type of judgment come over here in America, man. All right. But it says, son of man, when the land sinneth against me by trespassing grievously, right? Grievously, man, because this country, America, has broken every law in the scriptures. This place is very abominable, man. Okay? Very, very abominable. You had this, I saw this one thing. He was the head of the nuclear he was some head army specialist. I was charged of the nuclear program type shit. He's bald and he's a non-binary. Yo, that thing needs death. All right, that thing needs death. But you got a lot of wickedness that goes on here in America, man. This place, America, is the land that sinneth against the Lord grievously. All right, but it says, then will I stretch out my hand upon it, and will break the staff of bread thereof, and will send famine upon it, and will cut off man and beast from it, because a famine is a form of judgment. All right, that the Lord will bring upon you, man, upon a nation. The Lord will bring a famine as a form of judgment. Okay, and the Lord is about to bring famine as one plague, as one of the plagues, as a form of judgment, man. All right, verse 14. Though these three men, Noah, Daniel, and Job, were in it, they should deliver but their own souls by the righteousness, saith the Lord God. Right, because you go to Job, and you got Job, the 5th chapter, you got Isaiah 65, 2nd Esdras. You got the scriptures that'll tell you that the servants of the Lord are going to eat in that day. All right. That's why you see, starting with our apostles, our elders, and our brothers on down, working out our own salvation with fear and trembling. All right, because we want to eat in that day. All right, and we want to eat. And if we continue to serve Yahweh Bashim Yahushai and do what is right in a wicked world, to fall after righteousness in a world that's polluted in wickedness, even though that these type of judgments are going to come upon the earth, we have no need to worry about those things. All right, because if we do what's right, and if we continue to do what's right and hold fast and endure on to the end, the Lord will take care of us, man. All right, but it says, if I cause noisome beast to pass through the land, and they spoil it, so that it be desolate, that no man may pass through because of the beast, though these three men were in it, as I live, say Yahweh Bashem Yahushai, they shall deliver neither sons nor daughters, they only shall be delivered, but the land shall be desolate. Now, like again, what proves that animals are used as a form of judgment? Remember when in the time of Kings, all right, Second Kings, all right, when you had them Ethiopians, them Cushites that came into our land, all right, what did the Lord do? The Lord sent onto them wild beasts, because they did not keep the laws, all right, and not just any wild beasts, lions. The Lord sent onto them lions that were killing them, man. All right, that were killing them until they had to get a Levite from the southern kingdom to teach them the Lord's ways, man, so the animals could so the lions could stop killing them, man. Which shows you that animals are a form of judgment. Remember the time where with Elisha, all right? If I could find it, let's bring that account. It's better if I could find it. Second Kings, I think is the end of the 5th chapter, if I'm not mistaken. I haven't read this story in a minute. All right, 2:24. Second Kings 2:23, and he went up from thence unto Bethel, and as he was going up by the way, there came forth little children out of the city, and mocked him, and said unto him, Go up, thou bald head, go up, thou bald head. And he turned back and looked on them and cursed them in the name of Yahweh Bashem Yahushai. Right, because Elisha was one of the Lord's little ones. All right. And it says, whosoever offendeth one of the Lord's little ones, it will be better that he tie the great millstone around his neck and drop himself in the bottom of the ocean than to offend one of these little ones. And Elisha was one of the Lord's little ones, all right, one of his elect. It says, and there came forth 2 she-bears out of the wood, and tear 42 children of them. Right. So the Lord sent 2 bears. Now think about it. That's during that time. You got to understand that these animals, like the lions, these big cats, these animals were much bigger, just like how back then we were much bigger as well. All right. But now that, when you go to 2nd Ezra, the 5th chapter explains how we became lower in stature. The same thing with these animals. They became lower in stature as well. All right. So these were not no ordinary bear like a grizzly bear. He had bears that were probably twice as the size of a grizzly bear. Like let me see if I could see damn. There's bears that are extinct. No, not extinct. Bears that are bigger than grizzlies. Yeah, like you have ancient prehistoric animals like this one, giant short-faced bear. All right. The giant short-faced bear is an extinct species that went extinct around 11,000 years ago, which, you can't believe Esau's lies. Nothing that the Lord creates goes extinct, even these dinosaurs. It says it's unknown why the giant short-faced bear went extinct, but they are one of the largest. Damn, what's up with this? They're one of the largest land predators to walk North America. And who knows, man? They may still be here, just hidden somewhere. And it's time for the Lord to bring them to bring them up, man. All right. But there was let's see, trying to find some prehistoric bears. It's like the phone listens to me and shit. The cave bear, up. That's what I wanted. Look at that. That's an oversized giant bear. It's taller than a man. All right, standing on fours. Man, these were probably the type of bears that the Lord sent out to fuck up them kids that mocked up Elisha, man. And it wasn't just one. It says, and he returned back and looked on them and cursed them in the name of the Lord. And there came forth two. So it was two she bears out of the wood and tear 40 until two children of them right there in the wood, probably looking for food. And the Lord put the spell on them to go and fuck up them kids, man. All right. So the same thing is going to happen today with the wicked of the Lord's people, man. There's animals that the Lord has here that he's going to use them as a form of judgment upon the wicked of his people, man. All right, that refuse to get right, that refuse to repent. Let's get two more scriptures, or maybe one more. Now you know what? Let's end it with Job, the 5th chapter, the 19th verse. It says, Job chapter 5 and 19, he shall deliver thee in 6 troubles. Yeah, in 7 there shall no touch thee. And what's the 7th? The nuclear destruction. That's going to be the cherry on top. And the reason why it's not going to touch us, because the Lord is going to beam us up to his chariots, where we're going to witness the wrath of his indignation. All right, through the nuclear missiles. In famine he shall redeem thee from death, and in war from the power of the sword. Thou shalt be hid from the scourge of the tongue, neither shalt thou be afraid of destruction when it cometh. At destruction and famine thou shalt laugh, neither shalt thou be afraid of the beasts of the earth. Right, like these different big cats out here, man. All right, we're not going to be afraid. Why? For thou shalt be in league with the stones of the field, and the beasts of the field shall be at peace with thee. So in that day you may be out roaming, and you see a pride of lions. All right, but you have no fear, because they're at peace with you. They see you, they may bow down, they may let you pet them. You may be in some type of trouble, and the Lord sent a pride of lions to deliver you, man. Or the Lord sent the 2 bears to deliver you, man. Or the Lord sent animals to provide to give you food, man. It happened before in the time with Elijah. It could happen again. It could happen again. All right, anything's possible with Yahweh Bashim Yahweh Shai. All right, good movie to watch is when I Am Legend, when he was hunting the deer and he saw the lion. All right, the lions, you had the male lion. They looked at him dead in the eye and went on past his business, man. Went on past his business. He was at peace. So the same thing's gonna go for us if we be of his elect. Lord willing, we are. We see these big cats. We see these dogs. They're gonna maul. They're gonna maul. See these dogs mauling people, man. We're gonna keep going on by. It's gonna be like that. If y'all ever play that game Call of Duty Modern Warfare, like the first one. You're in this one where you were Captain Price, the sniper mission. It's just you and him. You have to walk past a damn dog eating a dead body, man. We're gonna see some shit like that, man. We're gonna see Jake getting mauled to death by dogs. All right, we're gonna see Jake get mauled to death by these wild beasts, like these big cats, these bears, and all that, man. We're gonna see that. We're gonna witness that. But we're not gonna be afraid. We're not gonna be afraid of that, because why? The beasts of the field are gonna be at peace with us. We're gonna know. We're gonna know. The first sight when someone sees a lion is they want to run, but the first sight when we see lions, call upon the name of Yahweh Bashim Yahweh Shai, man. All right, hopefully that those animals will be at peace with us in that day, man. It says and thou shalt know that thy tabernacle shall be in peace, and thou shalt visit thy habitation and shall not sin. Right, we're gonna know. All right, the tabernacle shall be in peace. All right, we're gonna know that the Lord is with us. Okay, to have a pride of lions just walk past you, man, pay no mind to you, bow down to you. Okay, while they see another they see other people and they straightly maul them to death, just like in the time of Daniel, when those that accused Daniel and got Daniel thrown in the lion's den. Daniel wasn't eaten by them lions, even though they were hungry. But as soon as those that put them in there were put in that lion's den, they were mauled to death. Okay, they immediately killed them people, man. So these are scriptures that that keeps us comforted. This is why we shouldn't fear, but trust and believe in Yahweh Bashim Yahweh Shai. All right, because if he's with you, there's nothing that could come up against you, man. There's nothing that can touch you, man. Remember, if you have that thawa, you're exempt from the judgment. Lord willing, we all have that thawa. So, Lord willing, you are edified. I want to give all honor, glory, and praises to Yahweh Bahashem, Yahweh Shai Bahashem, Racha Kodash. Shalom.